Hello everybody, I am coming to you from Pinnacles National Park today. I'm going to be doing a day hike. There's no overnight backpacking Pinnacles. It's tiny. It might be the smallest national park in the US, but it's in central-ish California. But because it's so small, I'm going to be doing a loop around the entire park today. In that tiny loop though is going to be 2 talus caves and some high peaks. And one of the cool things about Pinnacles National Park is it's a site where you can see condors. No guarantee we're going to see condors today. The condors are a nice success story. You usually hear about doom and gloom with wildlife, but condors went from like 27 individuals and now they're several hundred. So pretty heartwarming story, and you can find them here. So let me turn to the trail. So I'm starting at the old Pinnacles parking lot. This is a loop, so you can start it at any parking lot you want. East side of the park, west side of the park. It really depends on where you can get parking, because all of these lots are very small. I was camping at the campground last night, so I was able to get to old Pinnacles really early. Alright, so this is the spur from the parking lot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be heading towards the High Peak Trail, taking the bench trail here. So I'm going to be going clockwise around this, and for the first part of this hike, I'm just going to be following this creek. It's Chalone Creek, something like that. But as you can see, in this early morning, it's still very foggy, so it doesn't really make sense to hike up to those peaks quite yet. Might as well start in on the wildflowers here. It is wildflower season. That's actually one of the reasons I came up to do this hike during this time. These are called fiddlenecks, and they are usually all over the place. See if I can zoom in on them. No. But you can kind of see why they're called fiddlenecks. They look like fiddlenecks. Next to them are my new favorite native plant, miner's lettuce. And it's my new favorite plant because I found out not only are they edible, but they're high in vitamin C. So that's why they are called miner's lettuce, is because back in the day, the gold rush miners would eat that. You think of scurvy with sailors, but apparently you get scurvy with miners too, and they would eat that to prevent scurvy. It tastes like peas to me. It tastes like fresh peas. This is a national park, so we can't harvest them. National parks have the highest level of protection. But, you know, if you have a native plant nursery around you, if you live in California, they'll probably have miner's lettuce, and you might even be able to buy them online as seeds as well if you live elsewhere. Oh my God, look at all of this miner's lettuce. It looks delicious. Could definitely have salads for days. But still on that bench trail, still following the creek, still foggy. Oh, we got some lupin up here. This is wildflower season. This I know. These are lupin, and they are pretty. Watch out for poison oak. It is everywhere here. Look at all of these ferns. So many ferns, and then where there's rocks, there's nice moss growing. There's water flowing down there. At times, this feels like a little slice of the Pacific Northwest miner's lettuce. Lots of it. Look at the size of that fern. All of them. Sorry, I'm going a little crazy right now. This is so nice. And all these mosses. Wow. And crossing this little bridge, we've got a combination of poison oak and berries. We got these huge ferns. I wonder if that's giant chain fern. I think it's giant chain fern. As far as the eye can see, down this little creek. And a waterfall. How cool is this place? This is the Bear Gulch day use area. There's a nature center right there. The clouds are starting to lift. That's kind of the craggy, peaky area I'm going to. And then there's another trail right over here This is the Condor Gulch Trail, but I am headed towards Bear Gulch. They know I'm so tempted by that miner's lettuce. So tempted. So tempted. Okay, looks like I've hit the entrance for Cave 1. I'm going to put my headlamp on. Not sure how much I can record with the headlamp when it's totally dark, but hopefully there'll be some shafts of light coming through at various points. This is a talus cave. Here we go. And as you can see, the caves do get flooded. This is obviously not flooded enough to close it, but feet will still be getting wet. So just prepare for that. It's a cave waterfall. How cool is that? See if I can wide zoom. I'm just following these stairs up the cave. Alright, so amidst this beautiful waterfall, we do have a closure. Those are the upper caves, so today taking the Moses Spring exit. Not sure why the upper caves are closed. I'm assuming maybe nesting bat season. Okay, I need to like crawl to get through here. I'm gonna stop for a second. Okay, let's head to crawl to get to this exit. And it's a bit of a climb to get out. Okay. This looks like trail over here. Very adventurous hiking in Pinnacles National Park. Here's the famous stairs I see on Instagram all the time. It's too wide. You don't usually see the waterfall next to it. That's amazing. That's beautiful. Smells like hot spring though. Whew, I'm out of breath in the stairs. This must be the reservoir. And it is right next to that waterfall. There it is. So that makes sense. This is another trail that goes, I think, kind of out of the park, but I'm going further into the park. So I'm going to take the rim trail, which should get me to that High Peaks trail. Either the fog's clearing up or I'm above the fog right now. Much easier hiking than that cave section. Beautiful though. And what a stark contrast to basically the terrain I started out in today. Up at Manzanita level. Looks like the manzanitas are done blooming. A lot more crags right now. Look at this view. You can see the reservoir down here. That's where I started. Didn't really seem like that much elevation gain, but I am breathing pretty hard. This is something I saw on the maps, but I wasn't sure what to make of it. That is looks like a vault toilet. Pit toilet, a vault toilet or something. Pretty nice, but way up here on the top of all of those rocks. I'm gonna stop and check it out. Oh my god, there's a trash can too. I don't envy the ranger who has to hike up here and empty it and carry it back down. Right across from that junction with the toilet is a bench. Wow. I was gonna stop here for a snack anyway. Wow. Gorgeous. Oh, you can see the western part of the park. That parking area down there. You can drive to the west side and you can drive to the east side, but you can't drive through the park. Alright, I'm gonna choose to head over the high peaks. It says it's steep and it's narrow. If it gets too much, I suppose I can always come back down and take that other spur, which will connect with what I want anyway. So we'll see how this goes. Again, these are nice views. Coming from this little saddle with the bench and the bathroom. And there's flowers. Fiddle next to my left, paintbrush to my right. Alright, I think I'm getting to the steep and narrow part, but you know what? There's railings here. I mean, if there weren't, this would be super dangerous, but there's railings here. Okay. Let's do a wide shot. Alright, so in some of these parts there aren't railings. So it's a little bit more narrow. Okay, more of the view. Down there is some of the steep and narrow with the railings. And we have this kind of crumbling staircase up here. More of the steep and narrow. Actually, this is pretty awesome. So, over here is the east side of the park. You might even be able to see the parking lots down there, multiple ones. Oh, here's a big bird. Two big birds. Oh, I wonder what they are. See if they emerge. Ooh, for a second. What do we got? Okay, so continuing with that thought, over here is the, zoom out more, is the east side of the park. Oh, I hope I get better views of those. That was cool. Wow, that's so close. They literally make a whoosh sound when they're going over. Well, that was awesome. Everybody at the campsite yesterday was like, well, I kind of saw them through binoculars. I got a nice show. All right. Headed down. That's basically where I'm headed next after I get down from this. That's the main parking lot on the west side. Still headed down the tunnel trail, just getting some really nice views every once in a while. Coming up on why I think this is called the tunnel trail. See what we got. Ooh, that shade felt nice for a little bit. Temperatures are starting to heat up here. Heading to Chaparral parking, 1.2 miles. Alright, some of the poppies are starting to open up. I was seeing some earlier, but they were closed like they were cold. That's the famous California poppy. Beautiful black background. These things are the state flower, plus they are featured in the famous super blooms, where they'll turn an entire hillside orange, like bright orange. There's some variation in the color, but like bright orange, and it's amazing to see. And I don't even like orange, but seeing a hillside just covered, like not orange and green, just covered in a patch of like solid orange is pretty amazing. Next to a stream now, starting to get some ferns back, starting to get some staring me in the face now that I'm a little bit more hungry. No collecting of plants for any reason. That's the sign. These are new. These are, if it zooms in, California golden violets. They're beautiful. Let's see if we can get a closer look. There's a whole bunch of them lining this trail next to this stream here. There it is. Look at all those. Those are pretty flowers. I don't think I've ever seen these guys before. I like them. Big interpretive signs. So that means I'm passing. Oh, look, there's little poppies there. The Chaparral parking area. That's the parking for the west side of the park. And so when I get to the end of this parking lot, I'm going to turn and start heading east. And what comes first? My second cave of the day, the Balconies Cave. Rattlesnake. Wow. It wants to eat that miner's lettuce too. I think it wants to come down for a drink. Wow, look at that. Super chill too. I'm pretty close and he's not even rattling. Wow, look at it swim. Whoa. Okay. This doesn't really look like a trail, but following the stream into, already getting my feet wet. Cave section number 2. Flashlights required, low ceilings. Yeah, this one does get pretty dark. If I recall, there are white painted arrows to kind of show you where you go, but right at the beginning here, you're just kind of going through this crack area where those people are. Cool though. This section is totally flooded. About up to my calves. So this cave is kind of, try to slowly do this, in sections. So that was the first section. It was totally flooded. Now I'm gonna scramble out. Probably shouldn't be doing this with one hand. Head to the next dark section. And here we go. I was wondering where this trail went. It's just rock. And there's this ominous arrow leading down into the dark. So I'm gonna put my headlamp on and then go. And I obviously can't film going down into this, but there's the arrow. Gonna head down. I've got my headlamp. I said I wouldn't do this. Okay, I'm gonna sit for a second. I've got my headlamp on super high, so hopefully I'm not gonna blind anybody down there, but maybe something will come out on camera. Here we go. Hey, in a legit cave now. I just had to slide down these rocks. It's the entrance, because they're super slick right now. So, continuing down, so you've got arrows pointing both ways. Get a little closer to it. Sorry, I put this where my light is. Okay, so my light is looking down. So one arrow going down that way. This arrow's for coming back up. So luckily there are arrows here because this is a legit cave. You got to kind of clamber through. You see, I got to go all the way down there, and that is helpful. Okay, so it's a legit cave, but it's a short cave. You can see the two arrows up there. That was the super dark part, and now I'm kind of just coming out to the end of the cave here. Look at this. There's the entrance. Heading out of balconies, and then it's just maybe a couple miles back to my first trailhead. I have a feeling a lot of people get lost at this juncture. This kind of goes up and over the cave. It's a cave bypass, but also loops back to Chaparral. There's a big sign right in the middle of the trail I need to take to the east side. But should be pretty smooth sailing, maybe a little bit up and down, nothing too steep. And should be some nice chaparral walking through. Clearly the water is running. Looking down at my GPS and I almost didn't see this guy. This is a gopher snake. Really, really docile snake. Has a tendency to not get off the trail. Super pretty. A lot of people think they're rattlesnakes. No, rattlesnakes will let you know usually. These guys just sit there and let you step on them. Getting closer to the trailhead. Getting more flowers. Philomix. And some more of those poppies. These are a slightly different subspecies though. I don't know if it comes out on camera though. The centers are kind of orange, but the rest of it is a little bit more golden. Another gopher snake. I asked a herpetologist one time what they were doing when they kind of do that shaky thing. I got maybe smelling something. It's so weird though. Try to zoom in on it. Of course, because he's a gopher snake, he's not gonna... he's just gonna sit there right in the middle of the trail. Oh, gosh, not only is he not doing the behavior I wanted to see, he's just gonna sit in front of the trail like that. Let me see. You jerk. Are you gonna go off trail or do I have to go around you? It's a gopher snake. Probably gonna have to go around. Ah, you guys are beautiful, but why are you the way you are? Seriously. Okay. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Whatever that is. Oh, so crazy. They're so weird. And here it is. The end of my loop. It says Old Pinnacles Trailhead right there. You can see the parking lot right there, and that's the bridge I first crossed. That's it. Gosh, that seems so short. Considering everything that's packed in, that seems really short. She's looping. One last hook it looping on the way back to the car. Well, that was a lot of fun. That was so much adventure and wildlife packed into like 10 miles, something like that. It's crazy. Sometimes I don't see that much on like a couple of days of hiking, backpacking. So, big thanks to Dianna H for giving me the little nudge to go out and vlog something cool. So that's it for today, and see you guys next time.